That's always like that. This time is different, but it's never been different. So I'm sticking to this time will be the same. This time will not be different. I'm going to start talking more about it, but it's this idea that a lot of the news and a lot of the macro stuff, yes, it matters. The Fed matters, but then a lot of it is theatrics. Crypto is a massively small asset class. So crypto is $1 trillion on paper. Here's something mind-blowing for people. I think this is starting the stream off a banger. So the crypto market cap is $1 trillion. Did you know that for every new dollar that goes into Bitcoin, $10 gets added to its market cap? Did you know that every new dollar that goes into Hex, $1,000 gets added to its market cap? Have you ever noticed in Hex when somebody buys like 100 grand, the market cap goes up by like 100 million? So there's this difference, right?
Crazy.
So if that is true and the Hex market cap can go up by like $1 billion by somebody buying $1 million, is crypto actually a $1 trillion is crypto actually a $1 trillion asset class, or is it like $100 billion or 150 or $200 billion? So I think crypto works so predictably because it's 100% retail driven. There's not institutional money, well, not on scale yet in the markets. There's not enough manipulation. There's no like the derivatives, like the whole paper trading and the whole stock market thing. I hate the stock market. I think it's corrupt as hell. And I think we're going to get 2 more of the exact same cycle playouts until 2028, 2029. And then most of the gains in crypto are going to be gone. And it's going to still outperform the stock market. But crypto, man, the next 2 cycles is where you make it big. This is the opportunity. And now coming back to the idea that crypto is only a $150 billion kind of asset class because of liquidity pools, it becomes very predictable. Because if it's a retail-driven market, it's an emotion-driven market. Because retail is just emotions and they operate on emotions. So the 4-year cycle is just an emotion cycle.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, it all goes back to emotions at the end of the day. Amazing. Well, so you're calling the bottom, or you've called you're very confident in the bottom call from last November. Is that what it is? Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
And then, so take us where we go from here for the market. You think are we just up from here? Do you think we got to wait till 2024? Do you think they'll be up and down? What do you think?
Good point. Good question. So what usually happens is in a bear market, you put in a bottom, then you kind of operate within a range for like 2 years. You put in a bottom, you have a pump, then you kind of retest the bottom. So we could potentially go back down to 19K Bitcoin. And then the moment you retest that bottom, which is not a given, it's like a 50% chance, then it's all breaks loose bull market. I don't think this time is going to be different. So we have roughly 8 more months of the sideways bear market. Now, stuff like Hex, PLS, PLSX can still pump because new ecosystems to completely decorrelate from the market. But then imagine this. We have an ecosystem pump with the PulseChain mainnet announcement. Hex goes up. Hex does a 3x in like a 2 to 3 week window. We go from 7 to 9 cents to 21 to 28 cents. PulseChain launches. By that time, we're close to the official bull run starting. We're getting closer to that 1 year from the bottom, kind of all breaks loose bull market. PulseChain launches, we're decorrelated. We have a mini bull run, and then the official bull run starts, and we all get rich. Sounds like a good plan.
Ooh. Yeah, can we write that down and set it in stone and make it a contract? Can somebody sign that contract and make sure it happens? Execute it. Yeah, that'd be amazing. Yeah, it's. I mean, that's the biggest question in my mind these days with the markets is, I mean, you know, macros and all that stuff aside, when PulseChain launched, we've been talking about this forever. You know, I believe there would be a mini bull run. I think it just makes sense that there's all this money getting unlocked, all kinds of people interested. It's the only thing going on in crypto that's positive. Is there any way for it not to happen? Like, once PulseChain is launched, PulseX is out there, people start trading. Is it even possible to go like much lower, or is it just kind of like we're gonna kind of hover a little bit and then go up from there into the next bull run? How do you feel about that?
Pretty much. I think it's going to be relatively clean, like in the first 2 to 4 weeks. So I think PulseChain kind of has its own thing. I don't think the PulseChain chart can be compared to anything. I do think the PulseX chart can be compared to the Ethereum chart at launch. So Ethereum, the ICO of Ethereum was 31 cents. It launched at $3, so it launched at a 10x. Then it dropped down to 41 cents over the next 68 days, put it at the bottom, and then it did a 14,000x run. Now, am I saying that PulseChain will do a 14,000x? I don't think so, because the sacrifice was relatively big. But could it do a 200x plus? Hell yeah. And I think none of us are complaining with the 200x. But that being said, I think PulseChain has this very interesting kind of thing where I don't think any chart will compare to it, because you have a lot of capital ready sitting in PLSX that is going to be deployed into PulseChain. A lot of people went into the PulseX sacrifice with the sole intention of dumping it for Pulse. And everybody's like, yeah, but everybody is in the know. I don't think so. The amount of people that actually are in the know and actually watch content and are educating themselves is maybe like 3 to 5% of the sacrifice set. So most people will just operate off of emotions. So you have a massive amount of capital sitting ready in PLSX to be deployed towards PLS. You have a massive amount of institutions and VCs that couldn't get into the PulseChain seed round because it was a sacrifice and an official kind of legal seed round or whatever. And then you have 2 years of hype being built up to PulseChain. So PulseChain will have a rocket-style launch. But PulseX, on the other hand, I think that will look like the Ethereum chart, where we're very likely going to go down, retest the sacrifice rate within the first 20 to 40 days, and then at that point start to run. And I think PulseX will perform very similarly to PulseChain. So, can I go on a rant? I think this is helpful.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. So the way I look at PulseChain and PulseX, so many of the variables among them are the same. I don't look at them as two separate projects. Same founder, same community, very similar buy pressure. Then you have very similar tokenomics. They're both deflationary or going to end up being deflationary. The only difference is PulseX has the buy and burn. So if so many of the variables on them are the same, we can assume that the price performance is going to be the same, just over different time frames. So if PulseChain goes on to do 100x, it's pretty much guaranteed in my book that PulseX will do 100x as well from the bottom, or sacrifice rate, whatever you want to calculate it. So if that is true, and they're both doing 100x over different time periods, then the only thing that matters is where you buy. If you buy PulseChain on the pump and you buy it at a 10x from sacrifice price and it goes on to do 100x, that's only a 10x from your buy-in point. But if you have the opportunity of buying PulseX at a 1 to 3x from sacrifice price, well, now you have a 33 to 100x to the same target. So the thing that matters most is not the total price performance of a project. What matters most is the price performance from your entry. And I think a lot of people need to start thinking like that.